What a well-designed play, and you got to give credit. Kevin Porter Jr., like his dad, pulled that trigger right at the right time. Boy, that one stung.
LeBron James is calling for an NBA commentator to be fired over remarks made about Houston Rockets player Kevin Porter Jr. pulling that trigger because Porter's father was jailed for shooting someone and later killed by a gun. On Wednesday night, Porter Jr. led the Rockets to victory, but as this was happening, Washington Wizards announcer Glenn Consor made the comment that he later insisted was an error. "You've got to give credit. Kevin Porter Jr., like his dad, pulled that trigger right at the right time," Consor said on the NBC Sports Washington game broadcast, over footage of a scoring shot. Porter's father was charged with first-degree manslaughter for shooting a 14-year-old girl and spent 4 years in prison. Porter Sr., who was 19 at the time, said the rifle was fired by mistake. After being released from jail in 2004, Porter Sr. was shot 5 times and murdered in a bar fight. Porter Jr. was just 4 years old at the time. Consor has since apologized and said in a tweet, "I want to sincerely apologize to Kevin Porter Jr. and clarify last night's call. Please allow me to take this opportunity to sincerely apologize to Kevin Porter Jr., his family, and the Rockets organization for the comments I made during last night's game. I mistakenly thought that Kevin was the son of former Washington player Kevin Porter, and was unaware that the words I chose to describe his game-winning shot would be in any way hurtful or insensitive. I have reached out to Kevin to personally apologize and hope to be able to talk with him soon." Consor's reference to a gun trigger had sparked a backlash from people on Twitter who thought it was insensitive. An hour before he issued his apology, basketball legend LeBron James wrote, "Oh, he thought this was cool, huh? Nah, we ain't going for this. Sorry, but this ain't going to fly. How insensitive can you be to say something like this? Beat it, man. I pray for you, but there's no place in our beautiful game for you."
I don't want to hear that excuse. Could he have made a mistake? Absolutely. But in our job, in our field, as professionals, we are in a professional league, you got to do your due diligence and do your job all the way to the point where, why did he even say that at the end of that game anyways, those words? So I'm not taking back nothing I said. Nothing at all.